to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash, a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is not Wednesday.
No.
It is Thursday, December the 26th, 2013, and this is episode 69. Huzzah! I'm shaking the camera. Sorry about that. We'd like to say a big welcome back to all of our returning viewers. Thanks for coming back week after week. We wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you. Right? Right. Okay. And a big hello. Welcome to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. We've got a bunch of things to talk about. We have a giveaway. Might you be the winner? Not you. You're not eligible. Sorry. But neither am I. That's all right. But one of you is the winner. All right. So we probably should get started.
Now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Mare?
I still have my Amy Night Terror scarf.
Yeah.
Yes, I got halfway right here.
Right where?
Right here.
Right there.
And now I have 3 feet total. Well, 3 feet and 2 full stripes and part of another one.
Okay. So what yarn are you using?
Broke a Weekend in the, I can't remember the numbers now, but the 2 main ones I'm using are Swimming Hole, which is the lighter one, and Navy, which is the darker one.
And?
Clothesline.
Yes.
Which is just used at the ends.
Yes. And what needles are you on?
Size US 2s, 2.75 millimeters.
Yep, that's right. And fingers crossed?
Fingers crossed. When I got halfway, I weighed the 2 main ones I have, because I'll have enough of clothesline. and
we are laughing because the Hubs is now crawling behind the couch. He's not usually here when we record, and he was like, "Can I stay in the room?" And I said, "I don't care if you stay in the room as long as you're quiet." But apparently he was having a bit of a sneezing, coughing fit, and so he was trying to crawl out of the room. That's what he was doing. Crawl out of the room quietly. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. 50 grams.
Yeah. So I got halfway. I weighed the 2 main colors I'm using. I had just over 50 grams of one of them and like 3 grams under of the other. So I'm knitting a bit tighter on some rows. So hopefully I have enough to get to 60 total stripes.
All right. I hope you do.
Yeah.
We will do a magic spell on it and make it work. Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Sonic it.
Sonic. Oh, I don't have my Sonic.
Neither do I.
Okay, don't cry. We're not going to talk about that yet. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what's on my needles now.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 projects. One is this gorgeousness of this hat. This is the Sugar Maple hat by Katie Mack, and it's on US 5s 3.75 mil and US 6s 4 mil in the Adrifil Knit Call in the Fantasy Novel colorway. Now you probably recognize this yarn because last week I showed you the finished project that was Zuzu's Petals, and your daddy is crawling behind the couch again. Would you like to pop up and say hello to the people?
Hello.
Okay, you have to be quiet now. Okay. He's going to try to be quiet. His desk is right next to us that way. So, yeah, the Zuzu's Petals, I knit out of this. And I didn't have enough left to knit a hat, but I really wanted a hat because, look, this pattern is like very, very simple, but I wanted it that way so it could show off the yarn. So I bought another skein of it from our local yarn shop, Ginger Twist Studio. So this is what was left over from the cowl, and then I'll connect in the new ball end. I knit everything from the ribbing up while we were watching Doctor Who and Call the Midwife last night, because I needed something simple so that I could watch. The other thing on my needles is a pattern you've seen me knit before, because I've knit only two of them. This is the third one. I knit one for Jeremy and Nikki and one for baby Waylon. So this is the third one. This is the Baby Sophisticate sweater by Linden Down, and it's on US 8's 5 mil. Now, I am making it Doctor Who inspired because our good friends, Clint and Melissa, are having their first baby, and they're Doctor Who fans too. And we are affectionately calling the baby Stormageddon. So this is Baby Stormageddon's sweater. And it is inspired by the 4th Doctor scarf. So I've done the whole body, and I've done one sleeve. So the colors, I've got Hayfield Bonus Chunky in Aubergine, Light Natural, and Sunflower. I've got King Cole Big Value Chunky in Old Copper. I've got Robin Chunky in Silver and Claret, and Stylecraft Light Chunky in Olive. So there's 7 colors. So I've got one sleeve finished. I need to knit the other sleeve here, and then I need to pick up and do the button band and collar. And I can't remember if I showed the buttons when I got them. They're in here somewhere. Hold on. I bought these adorable buttons. We're caught on yarn. The TARDIS to go on it. So I most likely will have this sweater done for next week because it's a very fast knit. So this is Baby Stormageddon's sweater, and he'll probably get a 4th Doctor inspired striped hat as well, and then probably some of the little dishcloth, washcloth things. So, yep, that's everything that's on my needles. Ready for the next segment? Mm-hmm. All right.
We're now going to talk about her finished projects.
Yes, and I have a few. One, I don't have to show you because the Hubs has been wearing them, but I finished his second pair of seamless Saloma slippers. It was in the Sirdar Bonus DK in the Flint colorway on US 6's 4 mil. I had done one pair and I had enough yarn left to do a second pair, so those are done. He's been wearing them. The second thing I finished is on my head. This is the Rosewater hat by Tin Can Knits. It was done on US 4 3.5 mil and US 6's 4 mil in Madeline Tosh DK Twist in the Molly Ringwald colorway. I was not happy with the yarn. For one thing, I did not weigh it before I started, which was a problem because I'm knitting the hat and it's the skein was 15 grams short of what it was supposed to be. And just my personal experience, it was very painful to knit with this yarn. So I most likely will never knit with Mad Tosh again. Because it was not a pleasant experience for me. So, because I did not know that the skein was 15 grams short, I at one point had to make a decision and had to majorly modify because I did not have enough yarn to finish the hat. So, I don't know, can I bend down this way?
Yes. See right there.
Yep. So I was still on chart A when I started to realize that I was not going to have enough yarn. Quit doing that. You're making me dizzy. So I was about 3/4 of the way through the second repeat of chart A when I just had to stop and do decreases, and there was still a chart B to do. So, but I aggressively blocked it, and so it's a decent size, And I like how it came out, other than the fact that I had to modify. I wanted to do the entire pattern, but it turned out well, and it's nice to wear. It's soft, but not my choice of yarn to knit with again. So, pattern was great though. Tin Can Knits is wonderful. Enjoyed that. And then I also finished spinning this week. I had been spinning the 50 grams of hand-blended British BFL and Merino roving from Hilltop Cloud, and I finished spinning it and plied it and everything this week. So it's kind of a maroon and purple and gray and white, and I plied it 2-ply, and ended up with, my paper's across there, I think like just a bit over 82 yards, which was better than my first spinning attempt, which I was also doing 50 grams, and I think I ended up with 72 yards. But I had some of this one knot up during the plying and had to toss it, so I would have ended up with a little bit more even. So I don't know what I'm going to knit with this. My next thing on the spindle is my last thing from Hilltop Cloud, and it's kind of the same kind of burgundy maroon color, so I might be able to like stripe and do a little hat or something. So we'll see. And that's everything that's on my off my needles. It's not all my needles, those are done. So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. And now it's time for my favorite part of our show, Yummies. What are yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things that we want to talk to you about that happened.
Yeah. So, the first thing, you want to talk about it or you want me to? So, was it last week that we talked about the Hulock thing? So, the same guy who did the fan-made Hulock video that was so amazing did a very Dalek Christmas video, which is quite humorous, about the Dalek trying to decorate the Christmas tree. So we'll put it in the show notes because it's really funny. So we think you'll probably enjoy that. We watched a movie this week.
Yes.
What was it?
Polar Express.
Hot chocolate. You love that movie.
Yes.
It's a good one. It's one of our Christmas traditions to watch it. There was a Sherlock mini episode that was released on Christmas Eve called Mini Happy Returns. And it was somewhere between 7 and 8 minutes long. Mm-hmm. So what did you think?
I liked it.
Yeah. Anderson, keeping the faith and believing that Sherlock's still alive, and the beard. Oh yeah. And John trying to continue life. It was really good, and it made us really, really even more excited for next week and Sherlock to come back on New Year's Day. So we will put a link to the mini episode in the show notes. If you have not watched it yet, watch it because it's so good. I got some yarn in the mail this week.
You did.
I did, and it's amazing. I had won, I don't know what I won for, something. I don't know if it was just a giveaway or if it was something else. I don't remember. Anyway, on the Knit Girls podcast, so I received the yarn in the mail this week. This is Wandering Wool Rock Creek Sock. It's 100% superwash merino, so I won't be using it for socks because I did that once with yarn that didn't have nylon in it, and I won't do it again. So I'll be using it for something else. It's 100 grams, 400 yards in the Aurora Borealis colorway. And it's lovely. Oh, it's not picking it up very good, but it's lovely shades of like a dark blue and a paler blue and kind of a purpley blue and teal. It is so, so, so pretty. I'm thinking I might actually do a sock head hat out of it. A lot of people are doing sock head hats right now. Ooh, that's a little better. Holding it back. The colors. So anyway, thank you, Leslie and Laura. I'm very excited to knit with this. It's very, very squishy. So it would make a lovely hat, I believe. So that's the current thought, is that I might gonna do a sockhead hat out of it. So, okay. You want to talk about Christmas?
Sure.
So go for it.
Where do I start with?
You can start with what's in your lap.
Okay. I got a spinning kit.
From Hilltop Cloud.
Yes.
From Santa. So it's the same spindle that I have,
Yes.
but your fiber is different because they were out of the one you wanted.
It's blues.
So this one is just a white. This one is the white with kind of a turquoise blue, but also it blends it. And then the bat, it's got some gray in it, it looks like. So what do you think? Are you excited to try this?
Yes.
I told her she needs to read Respect the Spindle by Abby Francomont because it was very helpful to me. I think it would be good for you. What else do you want to talk about Christmas?
This bracelet that I got.
I'm trying to make it where the... Can you go closer?
It's a Teen Time Biz.
And what else did you get with it?
She needed them too. Bow tie rings.
Oh, because we love Matt and his bow ties. What else did you get for Christmas?
Amazon gift cards.
So we went shopping and bought lots of books. And you bought some music. You bought, what did you buy?
Doctor Who music.
Doctor Who soundtracks. And lots of books. Most of them which we have read before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least on yours. I mean, I bought some that I had read before, but ones that, like, maybe we had when we were in the States but didn't bring with us. So now we have them for our Kindles. It was a pretty quiet Christmas here.
Yeah.
Just the three of us. We've been working on our jigsaw puzzle. We're probably, maybe about 50% done?
I don't know.
It's hard to judge. But we've been making good progress on it. What else? We had a Texan Christmas dinner yesterday. Chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes and gravy. We've been eating pumpkin things.
Yes.
What was the first one?
Cake and pumpkin brownies.
Yeah, we did a chocolate pumpkin cake and then pumpkin brownies. The cake was better, in my opinion. The pumpkin a little bit overpowered the brownies, but it wasn't so much so in the cake. And I don't know why. I don't know what the difference was. What else? I guess that's it. So I guess we're ready to move on to GGK Crafty Pad. So we have picked out...
Oh, you always want me to say this.
Yes, because I never remember how to say
each
it.
of our pictures that we liked.
Yeah.
And 3 other pictures by other people that we liked.
One each of 3 other people. So we're going to stop and we're going to put those in. We'll put in the December list that has the prompts for the rest of the month. And we also released the January list this week. So we'll put that in too. So if you haven't been participating, it's not too late. Just take some pictures. Tag them, GGK Crafty Pad. And you might be in the show next week. All right, here they come. so those were the pictures. Hope you enjoyed them. Thanks for participating, and looking forward to seeing your pictures over the next weeks ahead. Not much Scotland to talk about this week. We're still going to our Monday night knitting group, and the Spinners Guild does not meet again until the 18th of January. So, that's it for Scotland for this week. So, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what we're reading and watching.
So, what are we reading?
I'm still reading TikTok of Oz by L. Frank Baum.
I am too. I think I have about maybe 4 chapters left.
I don't know how many I have left.
I can't remember how many chapters it has in it. 20-something. And so when you finish that, though, you're going to pause again and you're going to read Grounded by... I just lost her name. Is it Heather?
I don't remember.
We reviewed it on the podcast several episodes ago. Actually, I reviewed it because you didn't have time to read it at the time. It's a YA novel in which knitting is a primary character. I'm still reading Girl Meets God by Lauren Winner. And I started a new series that I actually got for Christmas with my Amazon gift cards. It's called I spelled it wrong. Magnificent Devices. I don't know why it didn't catch that. Magnificent Devices series by Shelley Adina, maybe? And it's a 4-book series. So I finished the first book called Lady of Devices, and now I'm reading her own devices. It is a steampunk series set in I believe in London in like the late 1800s, about a lady. I guess she's about 18 years old. She's just finished school, and what happens. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's a really, really good series. I'm really enjoying reading it. So that is what has been active on my Kindle. So, all right, what are we watching, Damaris?
Season 3 of Criminal Minds.
Yes, we're still watching that. We haven't watched much this week. I think we only watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes this week. So, the Hubs and I are still watching Chuck Season 4. We're probably about 3/4 of the way through Season 4, so we're getting close to the end because Season 5 only has like maybe a dozen episodes or so. So we'll be coming to a close on that pretty soon. We're still watching
The West Wing.
Yes, we finished Season 2 and started watching Season 3. Mm-hmm. Really enjoying it. It's been a good watch. Okay, this week we watched NCIS episode 11.11, Homesick. And it was a really sweet Christmas episode. It was neat for Jimmy and his wife meeting the potential birth mother of their baby. And it was just a happy Christmas episode. It's on hiatus until January the 7th, and it will be episode 11.12, Kill Chain. We're also watching still Season 5 of NCIS LA. We watched Person of Interest, episode 3.11, Lethe? However you say it. We saw quite a bit about Harold's childhood, and the reason that he originally built the machine is because his dad had memory problems, and he wanted something to help. And Reese ran away, but Fusco went to find him. And we found out that Shaw's boss is Cameron Manheim. I don't know what her character's name is. And she showed up, and at the very end, she's about to kill Harold and Shaw. It was like a cliffhanger.
Okay.
because the next episode is 3.12 Alethea on January the 7th. All right, you want to talk about the next one?
Atlantis 1.12 Touched by the Gods, Part 1. It's the first part of the Series 1 finale.
Yes.
Ariadne was sentenced to death by Pacify for treason for harboring Jason when he tried to kill Pacify.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. And Cersei is dead, or is she?
So, the next episode is...
Touched by the Gods, Part 2 on the 28th, which is Saturday.
And that'll be the Series 1 finale. Mm-hmm. We don't know, we know it's coming back, but we don't know when it's coming back. So. Alright, last night we watched the Call the Midwife Christmas special, and it was so good. There were some sad parts, but overall it was a fairly happy episode, or they were able to tie everything up to make it happy. They touched on what we would call post-traumatic stress disorder in a military veteran. They touched on polio. They touched on, what's Sister Bernadette's name now that she's not? Sheila. On Sheila and her choice to leave the church, leave being a sister. It was a good episode. And there were some really nice knitwear at the beginning especially. So, enjoyed that. There were some tears, but overall a happy episode. And then we watched Doctor Who Christmas special, The Time of the Doctor. We're not going to completely talk about it today because we've only watched it once, and there is a lot to talk about in it. So we're planning to rewatch it after we get the podcast up. So we will talk about it more fully next week. But if you have not watched it yet, you're going to want like a box of tissues. Damaris and I sobbed through the whole episode.
Anything you want to say first about it?
Anything I want to say? Overall, I think it was very well done. I felt like they had to rush some things because of the time limit of the episode. It was, about somewhere between 45 and 50 minutes long?
It was an hour.
Oh, it wasn't a full hour? I think that they could have done well with another 15 minutes even. The Call the Midwife special was an hour and 15 minutes. I think if Doctor Who had had an hour 15 minutes, so many of the people that are saying that it felt rushed would have felt better about it, because they did have to cram some things, and I'm wondering what had to end up on the cutting room floor that might have made it feel just a little smoother. What do you think?
Yeah.
Favorite part of the episode?
Very end scene.
Yeah. Spoilers?
Yes. Spoilers.
When Amy came back.
Yes. Clara walks into the TARDIS and she sees a half-eaten bowl of fish fingers and custard on the console.
Oh, yeah. That whole scene.
Then the Doctor sees little Amelia running up the steps. And then...
It's okay. And then Amy walks down, but it's only he sees Amy. Clara can't see what's going on. So it was very similar to The Name of the Doctor, when he could see River, but nobody else could. Well, except for Clara. But, so Amy walks down, and goodbye, Raggedy Man.
Raggedy Man, good night.
Good night. There we go. And then Peter. First words.
Kidneys.
I don't like the color.
Of your kidneys.
And do you know how to fly this thing? trying to think what else. I'm interested to rewatch because there have been some rumblings online that people think that potentially Clara's grandmother is River. And we know how much I love River. So, I'm interested to rewatch and kind of see that section from that viewpoint of that potentiality. We got cleared up how he was able to regenerate again.
Time Lords, don't trust him.
But they did give him a knife's gift.
Yes, but I think it was motivated by their own motivations. I could have said that better.
But they chose not to come through. But saved him. I'm curious as to whether it was a one-time extra regeneration or if it restarted his cycle. Do you have anything else you want to talk about before, or everything else we want to wait till next week?
Next week.
Alright, so we will discuss the Christmas special of Doctor Who more next week. We will also discuss Downton Abbey Christmas special, which was on last night, but we didn't get to watch because we were watching Doctor Who. So we'll watch that one today. We're also going to be watching the 3-part miniseries called Death Comes to Pemberley, and it's a Jane Austen-based miniseries with Jenna Coleman from Doctor Who in it. So that's on this week. I think it starts today, doesn't it? So today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So we'll have watched all of those to talk about next week. And are we recording on New Year's Day next week, or are we going to record on the 2nd? Okay, so we might be able to talk about Sherlock, the new Sherlock, as well next week. So, all right, that's what we've been watching. We rewatched a bunch of Doctor Who this week. God Complex, because it had a key moment in the episode. As we watched The Girl Who Waited, The Name of the Doctor, The Day of the Doctor. I don't know. We watched a lot. The Fires of Pompeii. So. Alright, well, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our December-January Winter Wonderland Cow.
Yes. So it runs from December 1st to January 31st. I was trying to make December and January 1 month. And you can enter anything that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is winter related, whether by purpose, by holiday, by color, by colorway name, by pattern name. If you can convince us, you can enter it. And there has not been a single one that did not convince us thus far out of the 70 entries we have. Y'all have been busy. Did you see somebody finished a police box hat? Mm-hmm. And there's been tons of cute hats and socks and cows and just all kinds of things. We will draw winners first episode in February. One of our prizes was donated by Linda M. Noble, who is Linda. She's giving a Ravelry giftable pattern up to $7. And then we'll see what else prize-wise we'll do. So, like I said, we're up to 70 entries now, and why don't you tell them who finished projects this week?
Rose Bob, who is Rose, Jeanette93, who is Jeanette, Sharona the Mom, who is Sharon, Phoenix Fire, who is Tracy, Well Woman, who is Isabel, Angie's Hip, who is Andrea, Jen Loves Callie, who is Jenny, Evil Twin 2, who is Rebecca, Selena Mom 23, who is Selena, Leaner, who is Eileen, Dragonfly 7673, who is Vicky, Sundaisy 920, who is Angie, Crafty Mama, who is Kylie, and Apple 380, who is Jamie.
Oh my goodness, y'all been busy. I think there was quite a few projects that people were waiting to post till after they gifted them, so I think that's why we had such a huge amount of entries this week. So, great job, y'all. Keep on crafting and entering those projects, and we'll let you know the winners in February. All right, so last week on the podcast, we reviewed a new ebook collection by our friend Claire. On Ravelry, she's Knit for Clip's Cap. Her book is called Sock Anatomy. Oops, okay. Damaris is doing the random number generator for us. And it is 9 sock patterns. It costs £9 on Ravelry. We do have a coupon code that is Geeky Girls 1. It should be on the screen right now. And it's good until the end of December for 20% off the ebook, which would bring it down to £7.20, which is a great price for 9 patterns. And Claire kindly gave us a copy to give away to y'all, and so we posted a thread on Ravelry, and we had 25 entries, 26 posts total, but I was the first post. So we have put into the random number generator 2 through 26. You want to hit the button? You want to hold it up while I look and see who that is?
It's number 18.
Number 18, who is Knit Gal 2, who is Pam from Illinois, and she says that she has not found her perfect sock yet, but she prefers toe-up so far. So congratulations, Knit Gal 2. If you will send me a PM on Ravelry to let me know that you've seen this, I'm Java Pearl on Ravelry, and once I get that PM from you, I will give your name to Claire, and she will gift you the ebook. Thanks everybody for entering. If you did not happen to win, go out there and purchase it using the coupon code GeekyGirls1 so you get it 20% off through the end of the month.
Now we're going to do Ask the Geeky Girls.
So on our Ravelry group, we have a thread where you can post questions for either both of us or one of us individually, or for the hubs. He'll answer questions too, if we ask him nicely. Yeah. And you can ask us pretty much anything, whether it's about knitting or Scotland or homeschooling or health or whatever. And as long as we're comfortable answering them, we will answer them. So if you have not posted a question, go to the Ravelry group and do that. This week's question is from DesZ72, who is Dixie from Alabama. And Dixie asks, after being in Scotland, what are you finding that you miss the most? Family being excluded, because that's a no-brainer, at least for me and my family it was. So we've been in Scotland now for 4 months. Is it exactly? Did we come on the 26th of August?
I don't know.
I don't remember. It was sometime in the 20s. So we've been here 4 months. So what are you missing most besides family?
I don't know.
What I am missing most is food related. I am missing having both a fast food and a more casual sit-down type restaurant that serves Mexican food. Since I try to eat gluten-free most of the time, Mexican food was one of our big go-tos in the States, and it's not as available here. So that has been probably the thing I've missed the most besides family and friends, is not having the option for Mexican food as much as we did in the States. Anything else you can think of that you're missing? What are you missing from the States, the hubs? Football, he says. American football. Because he could watch football here. Soccer. So the hubs played football in high school and has always been a big football fan, especially college football. You can see up there, Huskers. That's his favorite team. The University of Nebraska? Yes. And also is it the University of Colorado? University of Colorado Buffaloes are his two favorite college teams. So he's been missing watching the games. So I think that's it for that question. Thanks for asking, Dixie. And watch next week for another question that we will answer from you. So if you have a question, go post it and we'll answer it. All right, on to the next segment. And that's the end of the show. It wasn't as long as normal. It's one of our shorter shows, but thanks for watching. We are still waiting for the Ravelinix committee to post the list of events before we finish up the details for our Team Geeky Girls for our February knit-along, which will be the Ravelinix. So I'm guessing that it'll probably be in the next week or so, now that Christmas is over, that they post the list of events, and then we'll be able to share all the details about that. We already said that we're going to record again on Thursday next week, January the 2nd. So watch for the episode then. I think that's about it. Why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.blogspot.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Blip, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
The worldwide interwebs. And so that's it, and thanks for watching, and we will talk with y'all next week. Hope you have a great rest of 2013, and we'll see you in 2014. Happy knitting.